Hi everyone, how are you all? So myself Nagappa, you are watching Appa Chemistry classes. Our today's named reaction is Sandmeyer reaction. So in the last video, we had discussed the Finkelstein reaction, Schwartz reaction, those are halogen exchange reaction. So if you want those videos, you can find in iCard as well as at the end of the screen. So now today's class, we are going to see the Sandmeyer reaction, Gattermann reaction, and Siemens reaction for the preparation of fluorobenzene. Okay, na? So now these are aromatic halides. Aromatic halides can be prepared by using this Sandmeyer reaction. Now what are the methods are there? What is the reaction mechanism involved in the Sandmeyer reaction? Those all we are going to see now. Now first we will see the Sandmeyer reaction. What is Sandmeyer reaction here? This Sandmeyer reaction is used to prepare the aryl halides. Aryl halides. That is aromatic halides can be prepared. Aromatic halide. Either it may be chlorine or bromine, whatever it may be. So aromatic halides can be easily prepared and more quantity of aromatic halides can be prepared by using Sandmeyer reaction. Best yield we will get by using this Sandmeyer reaction. What happens Sandmeyer reaction we will see. Now the chlorine, bromine, iodine and cyanide, these all will be what a nucleophile. These nucleophiles are substituted, can easily be introduced on the benzene ring. So of benzene diazonium chloride, these are introduced on the benzene ring with the help of benzene diazonium chloride in the presence of cuprous ion, that is cuprous salt solution we will take. In the presence of that cuprous ion, this reaction takes place. So this reaction is said to be what a Sandmeyer reaction. The preparation of halobenzene takes place in presence of cuprous ion. Okay, na? So that is what we are calling Sandmeyer reaction. So if you want to prepare first, we should get the water. If you want to prepare that aryl halide, first we need to get the benzene diazonium chloride. So this benzene diazonium chloride preparation method is very important. So now you see here we have the aniline. This aniline on reaction with nitrous acid. What is nitrous acid? HNO2. HNO2 is the nitrous acid. By using that HNO2 we can prepare easily. Or else instead of using this HNO2 directly, we are using the salt as NaNO2 and HCl. By combining those two, we will get the nitrous acid at low temperature, that is 0 to 5 degrees Celsius. The aniline is converted to diazonium chloride. Diazonium chloride will be substituted on benzene. Aniline to benzene diazonium chloride is called diazotization. The conversion of aniline into benzene diazonium chloride in the presence of nitrous acid at low temperature is said to be what a diazotization, which is very important. Now after getting that benzene diazonium chloride, so what happens? These diazonium ions are replaced by these nucleophiles. So that is what we are calling Sandmeyer. Now the mechanism how we are getting this benzene diazonium chloride we will see. So just now I told you by combining this NaNO2 and HCl, what happens? We are getting the nitrous acid. HNO2 we are getting nitrous acid. That nitrous acid is represented structurally like this. This nitrous acid containing oxygen has the two lone pairs. One lone pair is donated to this H plus ion, means it accepts the H plus ion and forms the what oxygen donating the pair of electron to that H plus ion. Then this oxygen is losing the pair of electrons, so it gets the positive charge. So it is getting positive charge. Then what happens? So the bond will be transferred on this oxygen. Then this nitrogen gets the positive charge. This oxygen is what electronegative atom with positive charge is unstable. So for that reason, it takes the bond from this nitrogen because oxygen is more electronegative than nitrogen. So it will accept that pair of electron towards itself and it will neutralize and it removed as what? Water. And we are getting nitrosonium ion, NO plus we are getting nitroxylium ion. That nitroxylium ion will have the positive charge. Whenever it is attacking on the aniline, that aniline contains the lone pair of electron. The lone pair is donated to this nitrogen because this nitrogen has the positive charge. So to neutralize that, this nitrogen is donating pair of electron. So this nitrogen is donating the electron, so it is losing indirectly. So for that reason it gets the positive charge, as well as this nitrogen is having the how many bonds here? Total of 4 bonds are there. 2 hydrogens. Total of 4 bonds are there. And it is losing the electrons. So for that reason it gets the positive charge. Then what happens here? In this case, one of the hydrogen is lost as H plus ion. This bond is shifted onto this nitrogen. Then what happened? The positive charge on the nitrogen is neutralized. There we are getting the water here. Now you take this is 1, 2, 3. Now here what happens? 1,3 proton transfer takes place. 1,3 proton shift takes place. That is what we are calling tautomerization takes place. Now you see in this case, this hydrogen I am representing here. This is hydrogen. Now what happens here? The hydrogen containing, this hydrogen is removed as H plus ion. The H plus ion, whenever this bond is shifted here, then what happens? This pi bond is shifted onto this oxygen. Oxygen get the negative charge. That negative and H plus ion will combine to form the water OH. Okay, na? So in between these two nitrogen atom, already one bond is there, one more bond is formed. That is double bond it is getting. Again we will do the what acidification. HCl is there. So that H plus ions will accept the lone pair of electron from this oxygen and will form the hydronium ion. That oxygen with electronegativity, electronegative atom with positive charge is unstable. Then what happens again? This nitrogen containing lone pair is shifted in between these two nitrogen. Then this bond will be shifted onto this oxygen. Then that water is removed. Then what happens? We are getting the diazonium ion we are getting. What we are getting? This diazonium ion. Because this nitrogen is having the 4 bond and also it is losing the electron. So it gets the water positive charge. This is very very important. In diazonium ion, which nitrogen is having positive charge? Okay, na? So this nitrogen which is directly binded to the benzene ring is having the water positive charge. And we have the what in HCl, chloride ions are there. Those chloride ions will combine here. So that is what we are calling BDC, benzene diazonium chloride. So now we got the what benzene diazonium chloride. On this benzene diazonium chloride, what happens? The substitution of those nucleophile takes place in presence of cuprous ion. How it takes place? We will see the reaction of Sandmeyer. Now we had seen just mechanism, how we are getting this diazotization, benzene diazonium chloride. Now we are going to see the Sandmeyer reaction here. This is benzene diazonium chloride, N2 plus Cl minus BDC. When this benzene diazonium chloride react with hydrogen halide in presence of cuprous chloride, when it is react with hydrogen chloride, then what happens? Halogen is substituted on this benzene ring. So chlorobenzene we are getting plus nitrogen gas is removed. And also whenever cuprous bromide if you are taking Cu2 Br2 and HBr, so then what happens? We are going to get bromobenzene. We are going to get bromobenzene plus nitrogen. So similarly, if you want to react with what? If you want to form the cyanobenzene, then what you have to do? You have to take the, in presence of cuprous cyanide, you have to take potassium cyanide, but not HCN. HCN is what? It is a weak acid. It is what? A weak acid. So it cannot generate easily that much Cn minus ion. So then what happens? It will not give the easily cyanide ion. But whereas potassium cyanide is a salt which can easily donate the nucleophile. So for that reason we should not use this HCl. We have to use the potassium cyanide. Now then what happens? We are getting cyanobenzene. Cyanobenzene plus nitrogen gas plus potassium. We are getting as potassium chloride. Okay, here chlorine, potassium will be removed as potassium chloride. Is that clear? So similarly, you can take the water in case of, you may get the doubt of like this. So Cu2F2, okay, and HF, will it give fluorobenzene like this? Will you get like this fluorobenzene? This fluorobenzene formation is not possible with this reaction. Is that clear? With this reagent, it is not possible because this hydrofluoric acid is a weak acid. It does not give the easily fluoride ion. Okay, because hydrogen to fluorine bond is smaller one and more stronger one. So it cannot give the easily fluoride ion. And also the substitution of fluoride ion, this fluorobenzene is highly unstable because this fluorine containing lone pair of electron and this pi bonds present in an benzene ring will have always repulsions. So it is an highly unstable one. So and also explosive reaction, it takes place explosively. So that is what we are calling Sand-Meyer reaction. And also we can prepare the iodobenzene also. Do you know that iodobenzene can be prepared just whenever this benzene diazonium chloride, BDC, when it is shaked with potassium iodide, here there are no need of catalyst. Here cuprous chloride is there, no, this cuprous is present in, copper is present in +1 oxidation state. That +1 oxidation state, whenever this chloride ion is react, then what happens, this +1 becomes what to copper 2. It becomes what to copper 1 becomes copper 2. That is, it is what, it is oxidized and this benzene diazonium chloride is reduced. Okay, na? So in this case what happens, this benzene diazonium chloride, when it is shaken with potassium iodide, then what happens, we are going to get easily iodobenzene. That is what we are calling Sand-Meyer reaction. Next we are going to see the Guterman reaction. You can see the Guterman reaction. So Guterman reaction, if you know the Sand-Meyer reaction, Guterman reaction is easy. Now here also same thing, benzene diazonium chloride will be converted to hollow benzene, N2 plus Cl minus, but in presence of copper metal and hydrogen chloride. Then what happens, we are going to get chlorobenzene. So in presence of copper metal and HBr, so then what happens, we are going to get bromobenzene. So that is what in presence of copper metal only. What is the difference you are finding here? Here cuprous ion you are taking, cuprous salt you are taking, but here you are taking the copper metal. That is the difference between Guterman and Sand-Meyer. In which case more quantity of yield is produced. In case of Sand-Meyer reaction, you will get the more quantity of product. Is that clear? So that is what Guterman reaction. By this Guterman reaction, chlorobenzene, bromobenzene can easily prepare. Is that clear? Next we will see the fluorobenzene also. One preparation of fluorobenzene from benzene diazonium chloride. It is the best method for the preparation of fluorobenzene, that is Balch-Siemann reaction. So in this Balch-Siemann reaction, what happens? This is benzene diazonium chloride. The benzene diazonium chloride, when it is react with fluoroboric acid, it is what? Fluoroboric acid. Okay, now this fluoroboric acid, whenever it react with this benzene diazonium chloride, this H, this Cl minus will be lost as hydrogen chloride. Then we are getting the precipitator as, that is benzene diazonium fluoroborate we are getting. It is what? Benzene diazonium fluoroborate. This benzene diazonium fluoroborate, which is upon heating, it is what? Precipitate. Benzene diazonium fluoroborate is what? Precipitate. This precipitate upon heating, then what happens? We are getting the fluorobenzene and boron trifluoride and nitrogen gas we are getting. That is what? Preparation of aromatic halogen. We had seen the preparation of chlorobenzene, bromobenzene, iodobenzene and fluorobenzene. So what are the different reactions we are using? Sand-Meyer, Guterman and Balch-Siemann reaction, which is only for the preparation of fluorobenzene. Is that clear? So that's it for today's named reaction. Watch for the next video. Thank you. Have a nice day.